So I just beat a master, and here's how I did it. So I had the white pieces, and I started the game off with e4 based by test. My opponent responded with e5, and my opponent is junior master Julian Bruff, which from South Africa. We're both from the same country, but he's a junior master JM. It's one of the titles that was introduced in South Africa. So I played e4, e5, bishop c4. Now in a bishop's opening, which can transpose into multiple different openings, like the Italian, the Scotch. It can transpose into those openings. So it's very flexible. Knight c6, knight c3, and bishop c5. So he's copying me. He's copying me. And now I uncork this queen g4. I'm allowing my opponent to play d5 and attack my bishop, but I'm attacking the g7 pawn. So my opponent decides to play queen g7 to defend the g7 pawn and counter threat with queen takes f2. So I play knight d5. I let my opponent take the f2 pawn because, well, I'm simply attacking the queen with knight d5 and I'm attacking the c7 square, c7 pawn, which will lead to a fork of the king and the rook. So my opponent played queen f2 and I played king d1. This is all theory, and this is such a cool move. King d1 is saying that you can take my pawn, but you're kind of overextending because the king is still in the center of the board and you're attacking, but yeah, something bad's about to happen. So after d6, he is simply just attacking my queen with my queen on g4, and I take the pawn on g7, attacking the rook. Now he plays h5. The reason for h5 is to control this g4 square with the threat of bishop g4 check. So I take the rook because after bishop g4, I just have knight e2, just blocking the check. My opponent will have ideas such as knight e4, something along those lines, just to add pressure. Maybe even like c6, b5, hitting the bishop, which is the defender of the knight. So it's quite complex now. But yeah, he blundered. He played queen takes g2. He should have castled instead, just to get the king into some sort of safety. But now after queen g2, I just took the knight, which is a completely free piece. He was probably focusing more on the attack on the king, with the threat of bishop e2, queen e2, or something along those lines. So I took the knight on g8, king d7, queen f7, and I brought my rook to f1, protecting it because it was hanging on h1. So bishop d7, just adding some protection to the king, queen f8, and I just kept on giving checks, queen f5, and then I decided, okay, let's trade queens. I am simply up a rook and a piece. As you can see, I'm up a knight and a rook. And the pawns are equal, but I'm just up those two pieces. So he took the queen trade, which is basically admitting to being lost. So he was probably trying to flag me at this point. This was a bullet game. I don't want to lessen the importance of the game, but it was a nice game. So yeah, afterwards I just simplified, played d3, trying to just activate my bishop here on c1, which has not moved yet. And then I played h4, just trying to get an anchor for the bishop and just maneuvered my pieces better, traded off. And after bishop c7, bishop c6, sorry, I hit the rook. The rook only has two options, either g8 or h8, which is the only safe squares. And to be honest with you, it's completely winning. I'm up bishop and a rook, and now I just have to convert it. So yeah, this was a bullet game, but it was a good game. It just shows if you know your theory, you cannot play your opponents regardless if they are a master or not. So study your theory.